Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, this international fantastic community online. I love seeing your faces and your names. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the fun. I have been preparing 4 years to share this today. Okay, maybe my whole life. I'm so excited to have you here. Thanks so much for all your support and excitement with what we're sharing today, because this is it. This is probably the last thing I ever need to teach. I don't need to come up with anything new after you learn what you're learning with me today. Because I promise what you do today, if you repeat it as often as you possibly can, your life will become everything you've desired it to be. And that's a big, statement saying that's true, but I did it. I teach my clients to do it. I've got years of proof. I've got hundreds of clients saying this is it. This is the secret sauce. So super happy to have you here. Hi, Wayne. Welcome, welcome. And Meddy's here. Hey, Monty. Hi, Lynette. We're going to let everybody join in. A couple more minutes. I see at least 3 countries online already. Let's see how many other ones are on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heather, good to see you. Are you in Canada? I always want to say the Northeast. I don't know if I'm right on that. You're growing 6 inches, Meddy. Well done. Was that just from showing up? Good to see you. Hi, Lavinia. And Luke's here. Cynthia. Hello, hello. She made it in. The gorgeous Sheila's online. Hey, Larry. And Ronald, my Ronster. We're going to have some jokes in the chat box because Ron's here. So how's it going in your part of the world? Video, no, not unless I ask you. I'm going to be working with one person on screen today. So if you'd like to be that participant that actually gets a one-to-one session with me in about a 10-minute period, I'm going to create your secret sauce for you. So that's just going to be one person today. So you can stay off camera if you'd like. Come on camera. And for those of you who are on camera, I remember those days when we were learning all about Zoom and I accidentally brought my computer into the bathroom. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Because then everybody says, Trisha, you're still on camera. And it was like, oh, the old days before I understood the power of this phenomenal platform. So for, it's just wonderful that we have this ability to have this many countries online at once. I think it's such a gift what that world of COVID did for us all to make this kind of a normal way to connect. Like, I haven't met Wayne or Monty in person, but I feel like we have such a deep connection. And you're on the other side of the planet. Well, I know Monty's at least on the other side of the country, but Wayne's literally on the other side of the planet. Like, if you just drew a straight line through Earth, and that's, I really celebrate having you all here and show up and connect like this, because if you've seen my work before, you know that this really is my heart and soul. And I love sharing it because I was searching for years to figure out what do I do to make my life the way I want it to be. Yeah, Canada, exactly. Yeah, so we've got at least 4 countries online right now. So yay. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm going to get straight to the point. And some of you may have seen this presentation before where I explain a little bit about how did I actually come into this work and who I am. And for those of you who haven't heard these stories, it's why I call myself an alchemist, because I've been on a phenomenal journey for myself, changing that lead in life, the garbage, the pain, the suffering into this gold. And once I did it for myself and I kept doing it over and over again, I really understood how to create it more succinct and these compact little phenomenal nuggets of how could I share it with other people. And once I started just doing what my clients were telling me that was amazing for them, several of them said, Trisha, you got the secret sauce. I just kind of brushed it off like, yeah. They say that to everybody. And then once I actually looked at clients that I was working with, I said, what am I doing that's different that other people aren't doing and that other people don't know how to do, but it's just natural to me. And it's really rooted in emotions. All this energy, all this excitement, it's me. I'm pretty much like this all the time. And I can slow the energy down and manage it, but I don't do it from a place of worrying about how I'm going to impact the world around me or other people. I do it as a choice to manage and navigate the energy that's within me. And that's actually part of the secret sauce. So welcome everybody. Lots of people still filing in here. I love seeing y'all join in. So thank you for being here. Let me share my screen a little bit, and I'd love to hear more about you and have communications. I'll read the chat box as we go along as well. And if you have any questions, if you're able to stay around to the end, we're going to try to finish, in 90 minutes. I shortened it so we can just get straight to the point today. Sometimes I just like to talk or do lots of examples and work with you on screen. But today, I'll just give it to you right now. I think that's an easy way to do it too. If you know that you want to invest in this thing I'm calling the secret sauce, it's not going to stay this price forever, because I'm launching it at $27. And at $27, it's probably the best money you will ever spend in your life. And that's not an exaggeration. I'm just saying, I'm teaching you with that link that I just put in the chat box, how to do this in a few hours for yourself. And I promise, if you repeat this over and over again, your life will be what you desire it to be. And in that recorded course that I just put in the link there, it's $27. And I put, it was multitudes of hours to put it together for you, because I know this works, and I know the impact, and I know the importance and the desire that people who keep showing up and saying, I want more of this. I want, sometimes I'm in a room or I'm hosting a session that I want what she has. And I just gave it to you. You might not have all this energy and this kind of bounciness, but you're going to have the secret to create what you want to create in your life just with that little link. So thanks, Dustin. Glad you're here. And then, of course, if y'all want the replay of just this session in itself, you're going to get the replay for free. If you repeat a certain section of this one for yourself, you're not going to get the guidance and the workbook and all of the meditations that go along with it, but just that in itself is going to give you a really wonderful gift to feel the magic in your life. So thanks everybody for being here. Let's get to it. Now let me shut this off, because I'm going to probably end up hearing myself in the background. We don't want that. Pause. How do I stop that? Well, we'll leave that link there for a second. Okay, I'm actually going to close that one. Too many links open. All right. So welcome to the secret sauce. You've probably already seen the logo. I've been putting it everywhere. Been playing around with how can I make this secret sauce glow? and hopefully that landed. So my goal for this training and having you here is so you can really joyfully create a life that you love, not the struggle bus. A lot of my clients, myself included, we've all been on the struggle bus. It's got to be hard work. It's got to be hard to create success. That's not what we're doing today. You're going to be able to take your life back and transform any area of your life and feel this happiness in that moment right now, today. I promise. And I'm here, of course, to bring it all to you for free, just because it's fun. So that's me. Oh, look, same blouse. I'm a teacher, and my root of everything that I teach now is alchemy. It's based in change and transformation. And I really want people to create magical lives that they love. And it's rooted in a very few simple techniques that even in my group coaching or one-to-one coaching, even when we do live events, we just repeat these, and repetition of this work is the key. That's part of the secret sauce. One of the sections is actually called the law of repetition. So I really want you to take that to heart and know that it's not just one and done. You start living this way, you start choosing it, you start practicing it, and it becomes just the way of life. And because it feels so good. So you're going to be able to master your mind and create a life that you love. And I've been teaching for over 15 years now. I got certified as a yoga teacher. I got certified as a Reiki master teacher, certified magnetic mind coach, and lots of other wonderful things, essential oils and crystals and all that. What I really love is my clients' success stories now, and what I'm teaching them to bring into their life based on what I've done for a couple decades now. And I've created so many courses to try to share this work. So how did this journey all start? So there's me in the center. I'll actually be doing that this weekend. It's called casting. So I've been a professional jeweler since college. I went to school for art and metalsmithing. If you can believe that, yeah, there is a subset of art called metalsmithing where I was learning large metalsmithing, raising, shaping, forming, and forging techniques. But then I worked as a professional jeweler. So I was literally using fire, melting metal, forming it, learning how to cut and carve gemstones and lapidary work, fine jewelry, wedding sets, platinum, diamonds, all that. And I did it for many, many years and loved it. But in the meantime, I started learning from some amazing teachers. Like on the bottom left I met Wayne Dyer in Maui about 9 months before he went to the other side. And at the same event, I met Anita Morjani. She's on the bottom right. And if you haven't read her book, I highly recommend it for everyone on the planet. It's Dying to Be Me. And she really talks about her connection to the truth of who she is by visiting what we call the superconscious. It's that realm in the infinite field where anything and everything exists, full of infinite possibilities. And there's an energy there, and we all have access to it. From the moment we're born until our very physical last breath, we are part of it always. And for me, the learning just didn't stop. And I was really meeting some amazing people and learning from very gifted and talented, intuitive people. And these incredible people here have been my mentors the last few years. William Whitecloud on the bottom left, hung out with him a bunch. Christopher Duncan and Colette Stryker helped create part of a process that we're going to be doing at the end of the session today called a recode. So I'm really living a life that I love now. And it's really funny to look at myself and I'm in the same outfit and the same necklace and everything. But it's because this is me in doing what I love. And I love this shirt. I love this necklace. And I'm happier than I've ever been. And it's because of what we're doing today, this secret sauce that I created. So I love sharing it with you because the changes that I've made in my life are now sustainable because of this. It's sustainable because of this. And I'm not anything that I'm sharing with you today. It's not an exaggeration. I'm actually telling you something I'd actually held secret for about 3.5 years. Somebody told me once, they were like, oh, you're doing this totally different. And I was like, really? Oh, I get to keep that to myself so I can get more clients and have more business. And now it's just like, just spill the beans, just share everything I know with everyone because I did it for myself. And now everybody needs to know the secrets as well, because it's not secret. It was just a practice that I developed and I'm sharing it with you today. So I've worked alongside my mentor. I've written a couple books. Since shifting out of a full-time profession as a jeweler, my income tripled. I've coached thousands of clients and I don't need anything to escape my life because I'm living a life that I love. But like I hinted at, it wasn't always like that. There's a lot of anger and sadness and that roller coaster of emotions in my life for a long time. And I was struggling. What I noticed, even through all of these personal development courses, when I was studying, Louise Hay, Tony Robbins, Joe Dispenza, it was just, I'd feel better for a little while, but then those same old patterns kept showing up, whether it was in relationships or addiction or just financial or just emotional, where I would just be down. And it just kept happening over and over again. And I didn't know how to manage all this energy and I didn't know how to focus my mind. So I just thought I was broken because I kept falling into this place of despair. But everybody I knew was. So it just seemed like everybody's on this roller coaster of pain and happiness and more pain, but nobody was doing anything constructive about it. And once I really started learning about the law of attraction and, the movie The Secret really introduced me to this world of personal development, I said, I got to have a different life. So I just started studying because I acknowledged it must be me. I must be the one doing all this stuff wrong. I'm the problem. So I just obsessed with Wayne Dyer, Esther Hicks, every single thing that I could get my hands on. Louise Hay, Mike Dooley. I started chanting in Japanese because I became Buddhist, still in Buddhist, still chanting Japanese, Hawaiian prayers, and reading every book I could. I'm guessing most of you here know about all these things I'm talking about. But what would happen when I'd feel a little bit better for a little while, but then I'd fall right back on the floor crying again. And even learning how to meditate was helpful to calm and quiet my mind, but it just wasn't enough for these emotional roller coasters that just kept taking over. Postpartum depression, I ended up getting divorced, creating terrible relationships, always looking for something to make me feel better. So what made all of this change? 4 years ago, just over 4 years ago, three crazy things happened all within a week. A toxic relationship with a narcissist ended. I didn't know what a narcissist was until it ended. A close friend who was helping me build my jewelry business just died of a heart attack one day. And in the same week, a dear friend told me she had Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. And I said, what the heck am I doing with my life? I want to be happy. So I just said, I'm going to find the way. I'm going to find the path. I'm going to find the path that brings me the happiness I know exists. I'd been studying for years. So I was either going to go to Joe Dispenza retreat and go walk on the beach with him, or I was going to go to Mind Valley and study with Vishen Lakhiani, who's actually, his start was as a marketer. But what happened was I met a multimillionaire while watching YouTube. I ended up, of course, he's my mentor now, working with him in person, hosting events with him, working online, coaching his clients. But when I first met Christopher Duncan online and listened to his explanation of what we're kind of doing today. I've created my own version in the secret sauce. What was he doing that was different? I really understood because I felt it. I had an emotional sensation of knowing this is the path. And he asked this question: what would the person that I desire to become do right now? And I was like, wow, that's not just a action in the physical. That's a, how do I hold myself? How do I think? How do I act? How do I talk? So I had this vision, pretty much of what I'm doing right now, that I would be coaching people internationally online and explaining the magic of who we are as humans and these phenomenal superconscious energetic beings at the same time. And I said, I want some more of that. I'm going to do that. So I took action. I signed up for all the courses with my mentor. I jumped right in. I did as much as I possibly could. And conveniently, within a couple months, they actually hired me and offered me a job. So I learned in this time, I learned about everything that I was doing wrong that actually kept me stuck in that same old pattern, in that old painful loop. And I'm going to get to that today, but it starts with these foundations. No one is broken and no one needs to be fixed. That's an old story. That's an old pattern of when children are told they're wrong and they're bad. And then we take it in this unconscious period before 8 or 9 years old, and we believe it. We believe we're wrong. We believe we're fat. We believe we're ugly, stupid, smart, too pretty. I've heard it all. And what I want you to remember, especially as we get into all this work with this short session, those patterns from before 8 or 9 years old end up running your life. It happens to everybody. And it's actually supposed to. You learn more about that if you want to join in my group program. We really understand those patterns that we create in childhood and how they actually become part of our genius instead of our victim. That's another session or another course. But if you want more information about that, you're always welcome to join in with me in my group coaching for the art of alchemy. What happened was I really started practicing this meditation that we're going to do today, called connecting into the emotion of the end result. The secret sauce and the end result, same. Emotion of the end result is the key. The secret sauce, and I'm going to walk you through today, is how to create the emotion of what you desire. Connect into it and feel it right now. The emotion of the end result right now. Might not make sense yet if you haven't done it, but that's the secret sauce. But I learned how to do it, and I created a book, Mindful Minutes. It's the precursor to these meditation techniques that I teach in my other group courses. So for me at this time, it was obvious. I just had to restructure my life and recreate how I lived my life. I wasn't broken. Nothing was wrong with me, but I wasn't making constructive choices to build a life. I was so focused on fixing and repairing my old broken life. So it just shifted. And really understanding this new relationship I had with myself, it even allows me right now just to energetically just soften my voice because it's magical. It's just so powerful when we connect into the truth of who we are and what we desire. So remember this line as we keep talking about this thing called structure. Is your success in anything is not personal. It's structural. And gosh, there's some magic in those words. But what does it actually mean if you haven't heard about structure yet? First thing is, behavior is the highest form of communication. Now, behavior being multiple things. It's lots of things. It's the things you say. It's the words you think. It's the emotions you feel. It's the actions you take in the physical. Most importantly, what I want you to remember was you learned the secret sauce today, is it's where you put your focus. But your focus often, you're not understanding where you're putting your focus because often we just let our brains go on this runaway train of thought that goes blah, 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 blah all day long. I want you to choose to guide your focus because your focus is going to create your reality. And you are such a powerful creator, especially just in thought and where you put your attention, like where you put your focus with your eyes or your feelings or your memory and your thoughts, all of it. Because the common denominator in success and failure is what structure you're in. But you got to know what structure you're in, right? So we got to understand that as well. So by learning how to create my focus, that's how the secret sauce came about. I just started practicing. How do I want to feel? What do I want to focus on? And let me create that. And let me pay attention to it. And the other part of this work is called choices. We write choices down. It's not I am, I deserve, I'm worthy. No, because that holds the other side. This law of attraction thing is the wanted and the unwanted. Well, when you know what's wanted and what's unwanted, you're holding both ends of the stick. It doesn't matter where you put your energy. It doesn't matter where you put your focus. You're actually focusing on both. So we kind of just skip that part and we're going to focus on what you love. That's the gift. I promise you, it's the gift. It's the gift that keeps on giving, and it's all you really want. I'll explain that when we get to creating the secret sauce. And like I said, you must repeat this like through a daily process. I create a daily ritual that I share with all my clients. And if you guys want that, I'll add it in the email that you're going to get at the end of this session. So I really found out that the personal development world was broken, not me. Not that it needs to be fixed, it's just in its own structure. But I was so rooted in trying to let go or heal or hug my inner child. And then what do? You just keep doing that over and over again. Instead, I learned how to change my focus, which changed my patterns and changed what I was creating. I no longer was giving my power away, my energy, my focus, my thoughts to circumstances in my environment because I was creating my reality and becoming it now. It's so much fun. So with this intention, I really did manage to connect with some amazing mentors and teachers and guides and people teaching me how to do this. First step was I hired a coach. I got a one-to-one coach, and she was really a phenomenal storyteller. That's her gift, actually. She taught me the power of storytelling and storytelling around this thing called the emotion of the end result. So I learned how powerful it was. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I can just create new stories with my imagination and my words. And even as I'm sharing this, I'm like, I am telling you everything that I do with my one-to-one clients, and I'm just giving it away. So here's to you all for celebrating and experiencing this for such a phenomenal, gosh, this session free. But even in this course for $27 is just, it's my way of finally giving back to something that I put my heart and soul in for almost 20 years now. Because I learned how to live from all levels of consciousness and have fun doing it. Because I learned how to use my thoughts and my emotions to create what I desire. And action, that comes a little bit later. But if you don't have this first piece of the secret sauce, your actions are going to keep you spinning on a wheel of suffering and pain, trying to resolve your pain. Instead, you could do this and evolve and expand and change into the best version of yourself, not because you're fixing the old you. We just grow and expand. It's actually really fun and easy. So when I did this, I just got obsessed. All this energy I just put right into focusing how to do this because I really wanted to get off that roller coaster of pain, and I did it. So within a year, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to wait for someday to be better. My life is magical right now. And realizing that what I was creating and the focus point, it was internal. Then the external world showed up in the way that I wanted it to, because where you put your focus is going to create your reality. And you can create emotions because we always do. We think they're real, but they're actually a creation in our body rooted in chemicals, and they're activated by thought and memory in our environment. When you can manage that, you got your own secret sauce because you can live from all levels of consciousness. And the work I teach about 3 or 4 of them. The unconscious is those childhood patterns. Self-conscious is rooted in judgment. It's kind of the quality of life. Like, is it good, bad, right, wrong, happy, sad? And we have this super conscious. Joe Dispenza calls it the unified field of information. Could be God, source, the divine. When I really joined in this work and started practicing living from all levels of consciousness, I stayed with those 3 because it gave me a really nice platform to say, I need all 3. Can't live in just one. And practicing embracing that is part of the journey as you apply what you're going to learn today is the secret sauce, because you can experience this magic too. So when I did this, I just really needed to create some success because I wanted to downsize my jewelry studio and really shift into doing this coaching full time and sustain my lifestyle. So all I really did, 15 to 20 minutes a day. That's all you need. Connecting into the core 4 choices, which you learn if you want to join into my group coaching. And we repeat this as a group. We do this all together. I have a session called Choices, just so we can understand where we're putting our energy and where we're putting our focus and where we're putting our power. Meditating, that's why I created the book, Mindful Minutes, and creating these rituals for myself every day and a process we're going to do at the end of the session today called a superconscious recode, which allows you to shift your emotional attachment to those old patterns. It's such a fun and easy process to do. So once I really started living this way, I said, all right, let me create some big choices here. I want these specific things in my life. Create programs based on alchemy, total financial abundance, international solo travel, work alongside my mentor, and write a best-selling book. So each day, this is the daily ritual. Close my eyes and I focus on these choices and how it would feel, the emotions I would have when these things are done. And then throughout the day, hold my focus on the emotion of those things being done. And using simple commands, you're going to learn a few today. It's secret sauce here is I choose. That's a simple command anybody can do is I choose this. You want to go smoke pot or drink beer or go watch porn? Go ahead, just go choose it. Don't do it as you're trying to resolve some pain. Just say, I go choose that. Or go choose to drink water. Or go choose to eat a salad. Or go choose to go for a walk. Choose to hug the people you love and call them. But when you own that, it's a choice. This is part of the secret sauce in the course. Understanding owning what you're doing is part of creating your new structure of integrity with yourself and your environment. When you follow through with action, you take it every day like this, it's just amazing because all those things that I made a decision to say, I want to do these, I did them within a year. Absolutely amazing. So once I knew I had changed my life, created what I wanted, I shifted it out of the world of a full-time artist and started doing this full-time and committing to others, teaching others how to do the same. So to teach about alchemy, how to create these kind of changes, and the magic of this thing called structure. So a structure is two or more points in a relationship with each other. So every single thing you're living in life is a structure. I'm in a structure with my thoughts. I'm in a structure with this computer. My house is a structure. But when you think about structure, there's a few different forms. Some are in flow, like if you think about wood. Wood is its own structure, comes from a tree, turns into a chair, and a chair maybe is stationary. And then maybe this wood turns into a rocking chair, which oscillates. It goes back and forth. It's still made of the same stuff. But then if we put it in another structure like a wheel, that same wood wheel will be rolling and flowing. And that's what I teach you how to do. If you feel stuck like that wooden chair with just 4 legs, just stuck, I'm going to get you in flow today. Because when I wrote down this choice, I choose to share the magic of alchemy and teach people how to live a life that they love. That is my mission for every day the rest of my life. Because not enough people really know they're actually most of you that I've seen on this call, you probably all know you're a spiritual being having a human experience. And that you do have the power to create and choose whatever you would like to have in your life. It just takes repetition because so many of us are just giving our power away to other people, or they're the problem, or the government, or the pain, or the addictions. But what I want you to really ask yourself is, are you giving your power away to circumstances in your life and say it's just the way it is? Or to other people is, I'm stuck. I just can't leave. I'm in this relationship or I'm in this job. Or to the government, it's voting season here in the US. Or are you just giving your power away to your job saying, I have no other choice? Do you give your power away to things that you dislike about life? You're just resolved to say it's just the way it is? Because everybody does. I just want you to know that you can get off of that hamster wheel of suffering when you start to make choices and consciously activate your imagination to use the secret sauce I'm going to teach you. So I teach everybody how to do this. Anybody who wants to learn, my friends, family, clients, obviously, group coaching, my international community of magical people I know around the world, because you all can create your life exactly the way you desire it in just a few simple steps. So I've launched the Alchemy Academy. It has all the courses that I have. I think there's 6 in there now, including this secret sauce. I've written multiple books. 2 have launched. 2 more are going to be launched this year. 1 more novel and 1 more personal development based on 111 ways to change your life. I've worked alongside my mentor 3 times, helping him host events, and worked with thousands of clients who are creating transformation. It's pretty amazing. When I really look at what I've done in 4 years, it's like, oh, it's because of the secret sauce. So yay that we all get to share this together today. And thanks again for being here from all the way around the world. I appreciate it. So in the end, I right now am living my life creating miracles all the time, this magic. And everybody has access to it. If you've ever read A Course in Miracles, that's the whole point of it, is everyone has access to this phenomenal, magical experience. So if you're really stuck and you're seeking, but you keep on seeking and seeking and seeking, I mean, this is the only thing you're actually missing, and that you get to create your own secret sauce today. So in this session, what we're going to cover that you get to learn and experience is how to use your imagination so you can create the life you desire. That's the secret sauce. So some of these other secrets that, we're going to go through and I'm easily going to reveal is how do we use this recode to shift those limitations, those patterns that keep showing up, where we say, why does this keep happening to me? Because it's gonna. And it still does to everybody who does this work. We just acknowledge the pattern and say, I don't live that way anymore. And get to practice connecting into our choices, focusing on what we love, and creating the emotion of the end result right now. And of course, that morning ritual that I told you about, the daily ritual. So far, so good. I'm going to stop sharing for a second and just check in here and see what everybody's saying in the chat box. So happy to have you all here. Very fun. It's a really phenomenal class. Yeah, ADHD is my superpower. Thank you, twin. So good to see all your wonderful comments in the chat box. I really do love sharing this work because it's not just for me. I've been studying and studying and studying since 2006 to try to implement this in my life. And now I just can do it. And, I close my eyes and poof, I can create magic in my imagination. And it changes my reality to how I want it to be in the moment. It took practice and repetition to get that fast, but I guarantee every single person here on this call can do it. I promise. So let's see what else we're going to get to here in this presentation before I get to work with. And side note, if one of you do want to work with me on screen, just have a clear camera and good noise and not a lot of background noise, and just be able to focus with me for about 10 minutes. So let me share a little bit more about how I'm creating this in my life. So secret number one, we must use this gift of the thing you have called the imagination. Everybody has it. Some might be stifled a little bit. I just kind of ran with it from childhood, always daydreaming, always making up fantastical ideas and images and stories and asking questions like, when I was 12, where are the stars from? What is sound? Where's thought coming from? And nobody really had these answers. But what I found was with my own study and my own practice, I created this thing called the secret sauce. So you can get into the feeling, having the emotions of what you desire right now. Such a gift. Because what happens, this is our journey. This is a human journey, spirit's journey, the alchemical journey, the alchemist, Joseph Campbell's, the hero's journey. It's all the same story. You're born and brought into this world a creative spirit. That's this crown up here. And all babies are born perfect. Side note, just remember, you're still that little baby. You just had a few years of time to let the body stretch, and you gained all this information from the world around you, which created, here, number two is this little toddler. You became an individual with a limited perspective based on what you learned in childhood. Then what happens is we take that, unfortunately, we turn it into a ball and chain, and we live from that limited perspective. It's just not the truth of who we are. Remember, we're going to stop here for a second. Remember, this is the truth of who we are, this pure creative spirit. But what happens is we gain this information and we define ourselves. We think it's who we are. My definitions are, Trisha, you're too much. Trisha, you want to hear some fun ones? I got, Trisha, you're a pain in the ass. Literally, the person who I loved more than any other human on the planet, my grandmother, I didn't know what it was. She nicknamed me hemorrhoid because I was such an energetic child. I didn't know what a hemorrhoid was. I just knew it wasn't her most endearing term for me. But those words stuck. So what did I recreate in my life? I just recreated being a pain in the ass. I recreated Trisha having too much energy. I recreated a lot of those old patterns that were information given to me as a child. So what happens is that creates that oscillation of happy, sad, gain, loss, abundance, poor, back and forth. This, those little balls that kind of hit and move the energy back and forth. That's everybody's life. Most everybody, unless you learn this type of work. And then when you get a little taste of this stuff, you decide you want to become a creator of your life, right? Today, we're going to connect into the super conscious field, and this is the shift. The secret sauce of understanding how to get this smile on your face and recode this resistance to having what you love right now. It's twofold. The short course, The Secret Sauce, is going to teach you how to create the emotion of the end result. There's all sorts of other things that are going to come up in your life that you'll want to shift, not because they're broken, but because these patterns will keep showing up over and over again as you create the new ones. So the secret sauce is the most important cog in the wheel as you take your journey to create your reality. And I'm not exaggerating. That is absolutely true. This is the most important cog in the wheel to create your reality. And a lot of people just skip over it and go, just recode, or just go get a massage, or, just think about what you want, or just focus on what you want because you know what you don't want. It's way deeper than that. This is the most important piece in the secret sauce that you're getting today. Because then you're going to be able to use your insight to make choices to get things that you love and practice turning all of this into insight, wisdom, genius, knowledge. And then you're going to really choose to live this way all the time and realize you are this pure creative spirit. What happens is you're going to go through it again and again and again, and everybody does, and you're supposed to. So what I want you to remember as you step into this, the old patterns die hard. For me, it was, that endless energy of Trisha, you're too much. And then I really just thought that I couldn't have what I wanted without pain because I was always living in this emotional or physical pain, which it just led to more incessant energy and action to try to resolve it. I'm no longer trying to resolve anything that I once believed about myself because I'm creating my reality based on who I decide to be now. And there's this line that you can't plant seeds of scarcity and grow an abundant forest. Because if you're trying to create from an experience of I don't have, doesn't matter what you don't have, it's just I don't have money, I don't have happiness, I don't have love, I don't have the car, I don't have whatever, I don't have hair, I don't have the body I want, I don't have, I can't walk with ease, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to create what you desire. So once you just wipe all that out and you just focus on the secret sauce I'm going to give you today, you're going to be planting the instructions that create a reality that you love, because your emotions are actually the foundation of what's creating your reality. Promise. So what's happening here is we have these kind of competing structures and they're holding you back. Your current reality now doesn't equal where you think you're going, where you want to go. So it'll be better when it's different. But that itself is a structure. And that structure says it will be better when it's different. So if anybody knows a person who's gained multiple millions of dollars and they're still miserable, got the dream job, still miserable, got the dream house, still miserable, traveling around the world, backpacking, still miserable, it's because of this structure set up saying it will be better when it's different. The secret sauce teaches you how to make it magical right now, no matter where you are or where you're at. And I've never failed doing this with a person one-to-one. So whoever wants to take me on as a challenge, it's coming up. Because this is what we want to create. We don't want this. We don't want the sad face over here and the happy face over here because they don't equal. We want to create this. But how do you do this? I bet some of you know the answer by now. You use the secret sauce to do this because then your current reality and your desired reality equal emotionally. And then you're able to take the action and create flow in your life. So now it's time. Now it's time to do the magic with everybody. Somebody's going to be the lucky winner chicken dinner. You know what? I might do it just with names. But raise your hand if you do want to be a part of it, because I don't want to pick somebody who doesn't want to come on screen and do it with me. So let me see if I can just drop this down here so I can see the names, see which name is going to light up here. I only see Dustin's hand up. Let's see. Is that it? Dustin's the one. Thank you, my magical creator. Let me pin you with me. Hi, beautiful woman. Thanks for being here.
Hi, it's so good.
How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm fantastic. I love seeing your face, and God, I missed your energy.
Thanks for being here. I missed yours too. So you probably have an idea of what we're going to be doing today. You may have seen me do this before. But what I'm going to do is just hit some buttons over here so I can really focus on you. And I hope everybody can hear me okay. I realize my volume was down just a little bit, but I don't think that affects how you hear me. Just how it affects how I hear you. So what I'm going to do is just get my notebook out. And everybody, please just, you can do this for yourself while I ask Dustin the questions, but also just please hold that energetic space of love and happiness and compassion for Dustin sharing her truth with us today as a demonstration of how we create the secret sauce. So if you're willing, take some notes because this is it. And side note, as I keep giving all this extra information, when this is available in a few weeks online, if you want to buy the course, but you also want me to create this meditation for you, I'm doing it for Dustin today. It's just a little upsell. It's going to be an extra like $30. But if you want it, if you want me to do this with you, like before it's actually available online, you just let me know, because this is my gift now to the world, is actually to create these guided meditations that you can listen to for yourselves. So Dustin, you get it today, my love. First, we're going to start off with one side to demonstrate how we shift this. And Dustin's been in this work that I've been learning and practicing and sharing a little bit too. So I'm going to push her. I just want you to tell me some problems and things that really suck in life right now. Intentionally. I know we're going there. It's for a reason.
I'll play all out with this one because I keep creating like emergency situations where I get a lot of abundance, I get a lot of money, and then something happens and then it's all gone.
Then bam, it's gone. Okay?
Yep.
What else is a problem and kind of sucking in life right now?
Having to work hard and having my energy all over the place and things that I don't want to put my energy into.
Tell me some more things. Just a couple more.
Feeling lonely. Feeling really lonely. I'm connecting with a lot of people online, but not finding those relationships in person.
Yeah. One more thing.
Creating a lot of weird pain, a lot of weird physical pain, and when one goes away, a different one shows up in a different area.
For everybody listening, what she's explaining is the power of stepping into this new structure, because sometimes those difficulties arise as those old parts of ourselves. This is what Dustin's explaining. The old parts of her are still trying to hold on and become active, like that childhood pattern of, like, for me, it was the 3-year-old. And now I look at him like, I don't want the 3-year-old running the show anymore. But she keeps showing up in different ways. It still does. She just knows she doesn't run the show. So I just get to go through certain processes, connect into my secret sauce and say, this is what we're doing now. And I want you to come along. Because we can't get rid of these parts that are creating these experiences in Dustin. But what we're going to do next is she's going to be able to apply each and every day to really kind of, I don't want to say win over, but kind of overcome those self-sabotaging identities that keep showing up. And that's part of all this other expanded work that we could do. But the secret sauce is actually the way to do it, which I don't think anybody explains. That is the cog in the wheel that everybody just jumps over. So we're going to do that. But first, what I'm going to do, I'm going to become Dustin. So would you allow me just to become you for a moment as demonstration? All right, I'm going to be Dustin for a few minutes in a day, but imagine this part of Dustin on repeat each and every day, all the time, which is what a lot of us come from. So I'm going to be waking up in the morning. I'm Dustin. I'm, getting ready for my day, excited that I'm creating new things and working hard and making some money. And then bam, some kind of ridiculous emergency shows up and I've just got to go spend all my money, which means I've got to go work hard again. But then, gosh, because I'm working so hard, I'm putting my energy all over the place. I've got to focus on that. And I've got to focus on that. And God, I got this weird pain in my hip. And yesterday it was in my leg. Why did it switch into my hip? And now it's in my shoulder. What is going on with this body? Is I'm doing all this work and my energy is all over the place. I just keep working hard, but dang, I'm meeting people all over the world online, but dang, am I really lonely? And this creating emergency shit has got to stop, because I want to really be able to hold on to it. I'm feeling it. I don't even have to keep going. Sometimes I go through these like 3 times. 2 was enough for Dustin. Because what happens is we're in a world of trying to resolve those problems that we deem are problems in our life. And that's how we're trained. We are trained very, very well in childhood to go through that process of, let me look at the problem and try to fix it. But what Dustin's actually explaining here is just another one that's going to show up. So we take that page and we just kind of get rid of it and we go, okay, we're not doing that anymore. So now Dustin's going to explain to me some very specific things. I'm going to get the specifics out of her. Tell me about some things that you love. Just things that you love in life. Doesn't matter whether it's a rainbow or a butterfly or a cupcake. Just things you love.
I love taking my cats for a walk outside. I love that.
How many
Uh,
cats do you have?
2, Simba and Cheeto. I love spending time with them. I love watching them love life.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I love driving in the sunshine. We've had beautiful sunshine this October. Driving in the sunshine, seeing the leaves change, just feeling the sun on my face, listening to country music, singing out loud with my windows open. I love that. I love being at the beach. I love listening to the waves and feeling the wind off the water and hearing the sound. I love the feel of the sand on my feet.
Hmm.
I love teaching. I love my coaching sessions with people. I love it when a client gets a win and something I said impacted their lives in just such an amazing way. I freaking love that. I love speaking in front of people. I've been doing these workshops. I've been teaching people how to empower themselves and their health, and I absolutely love that. I love having the windows open at night when it's cool and being like nice and warm under my covers, and my bed is so soft and my pillows are amazing. I love that.
That's fantastic. Because I love that you said that because I was going to say, give me some specifics about things you have in your home that you love. Can you
Yeah.
think of one more thing you have in your home that you love?
I love out my windows. I love all of the light that comes in and just sitting in the sunshine and pretending I'm a cat some days and just laying on the floor with them in the sun and just feeling my batteries recharge. I love that.
So good. So good, Dustin. Perfect examples. Thank you. All right, this is the part I want you all to remember how to do. This is your secret sauce. This is how you create it. I do this every single session, group coaching, one-to-one coaching, free sessions. I've been doing this for years. This is it. This is the secret sauce. When you can figure out how to do this, this is what I teach you how to do in the training. It's very specific steps that I go through to create what we're going to do now is called the emotion of the end result. Simple steps. We get imagination. We tell stories about what we love. Key is we're going to activate a sensory experience. Okay. It's easy. It's easy for me. I say that. It's like I just do this naturally. But what we're going to tap into, Dustin gave it to me. I didn't even have to ask questions. What does it look like? What does it feel like in your body? What's it smell like? We're going to make it up. What's it feel like to touch? What's it sound like? And I'm going to throw in what's it taste like. And when you do that and you put it all together, bam, secret sauce magic galore. It's so good. It's so easy when you just realize, those are the steps. Let me try it. Sit in your imagination for a few minutes. And if you want to do it one-to-one with me, we got one-to-one coaching. You just let me know if you want a special meditation created for you like this. But that's it. This is the piece that people just skip over and think, if I just think about my reality, I'm going to go create. No. This is the step that you cannot skip when you want to create your reality. And I just got this big exploding sensation of love in my heart that I am just so happy to tell you all that this is the essential step that people are skipping. So don't do it. Just do this today. All right. So I'm going to become Dustin again if she's allowed me, but I'm going to connect into what we love, what Dustin loves. And when she brings this into her life as often as possible, this 5-minute experience, if you want, Dustin, take your phone out and record this so you can listen to it over and over and over again. I have almost all my meditations on my phone for myself. It's the easiest way to access them. Someday there'll be an app and all that, but shortcut, put your voice notes on record. So I'm going to be Dustin. I'm going to just focus on what I love. I'm going to connect into that sensory experience using my imagination and rooting into the senses as much as possible. Just make it up. Okay. So I'm going to take a deep breath, close my eyes. Dustin, I invite you to do the same if you'd like. Choose to focus on what I love. Choose to focus on what I love. And I choose to focus on what I love as I step into Dustin's experience, waking up in the morning, just so happy to see the sunlight coming through the windows, as I feel the warmth of the sun on my skin. And I look at my adorable, beautiful little cats and I say, hey, let's just go outside and walk around together and enjoying their joy as you walk with them outside, as they're just as happy as could be to experience the world around them, as you feel that same kind of magic in your own heart, watching them love life. It's just so fun. And you love just driving in the sunshine, seeing the leaves move around in the wind and the changing colors because of the fall, and enjoying the sun on your face when you're outside or just sitting at a window or driving around in the car, and you kind of turn your face towards the sunshine and you feel the warmth on your cheeks. Brings a smile to your face. As you feel your batteries recharged, you're opening up kind of like a sunflower as you're turning towards the light, and it connects you to your own inner light as you're guiding others in your work that you love as a coach, celebrating people's wins as they turn their inner light on because of you, because you're connecting them to the part of themselves that you see is true, the bright passion and excitement that you have for life, teaching others how to do the same. As you feel the joy and the magic as you're driving around, just thinking about all the things you love to do, listening to the country music with the windows wide open and the wind blowing through your hair. It's almost too loud, but you love it. You love the sound of the wind mixed with the music as you drive to the beach, listening to the waves and the soft, gentle quiet of your mind and in your body. You're just listening to the waves coming in and the waves going out. Maybe even feeling the sand on your fingertips or beneath your feet. The sand on your feet has such a granular texture. Maybe you can even smell the salt water if it's the ocean. Maybe you can even smell the sensation of just being around fish. And it's so pleasant because you're in this magical place you love at the beach, watching the clouds go by as they are wispy and white and floating softly and gently, the same way you feel in your heart as you're connecting with your clients just because you love teaching. You know you're creating such a phenomenal impact. The joy you have in speaking in front of people and that power of your voice. As you hear people clapping and celebrating and saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the vibrant energy you feel flowing through your body, connected to the bloodstream and your breath, and the contraction of your lungs and the expansion at the same time. Moving back into your home and enjoying those nights where the cool air blows through the open windows. So maybe you drink some warm tea at night, just feeling the warmth in your hands of a warm mug, feeling the cool air come through the open windows at night. Just loving your life, loving the feeling of having all of this magic all the time. Taking a sip of that delicious tea and feeling the warmth on your lips and on your tongue. And as you swallow, you feel the warmth going down your body. As you connect into the magic of your bed, as you cuddle into your comfortable blankets and pillows at night, choosing to know you focus on all of these things that you love, bringing more and more magic into your life with gratitude, appreciation, and the sensory experience of feeling your own delicious secret sauce each and every day as often as possible. Take a deep breath. When you're ready, Dustin, open your eyes and come on back. Yup. And that's it. So let's play a game here for a second. I think Dustin got there. If we see that smile on her face now, everybody seeing this? Yeah, she got there. What we think, oh, I got there for 5 minutes. I'm good. I'm going to go take action. I'm going to go create all this stuff and I'm going to focus back on the three-dimensional reality. Nope. When you master this, taking action is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy, because you're already feeling the way you desire to feel before you go take action. Because then it's almost like the action's like, whether I get it or I don't, I still feel exactly the way I want to feel. What everybody says to me is, that's not enough, Trisha, is it? the only thing. If you skip this step, you will fall always back into those old patterns because this is the only thing we actually want. So when Dustin wants to, I threw that other piece of paper away. I'll make it up. Say we want the more money. What's the money going to give you? It's not the money. It's the emotions we're going to have when we have the money. It's not the relationship. It's the love and the passion and the emotions we're going to feel in the relationship. It's not the job. It's the joy of feeling the value exchange, the joy of being with people who celebrate me and you celebrate them. It's the joy, and Dustin touched upon this beautifully with your clients. Like, this is why I do this work. I did it for myself, and I was like, that's not enough. Now I got to tell everybody else. That's why I created this. Like, I'm not keeping this to myself anymore. This is the nugget that if you're not getting what you want, you're not doing this enough. And that's it. That's all. And it is that simple. I promise. So how was that for you, Dustin?
That was amazing. That was amazing. And yes, absolutely something that I'm skipping.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen? So now everybody's going to get this. When you do this and you see, I elaborated the story. I went on and on and on, and I made it up, and I added tea. She didn't mention anything about tea. I just made it up. When you do that and you can just use your imagination, imagine her entire day, her thoughts and her emotions revolve around that. That's it. But why do we think it's not enough? Because as children, we were talked out of daydreaming because we got to show up and create success by doing hard work in the world, and that's how we're going to be happy. I'm here to tell you, go back to being a kid, use your imagination and daydream and create the magical life you love. So everybody, please give me a round of applause for Dustin here, sharing this magic. Thank you so much for showing up and opening your heart for all of us to go through that experience with you. So is everybody getting it? Do you see the simplicity of this secret sauce? So that's it. That's what you do when you want to create your own. You use your imagination. You tell a story about what you love. Because I don't want anybody who knows about how to make choices or true choices. If you worked with William Whitecloud or Chris Duncan, my mentors who I love and adore, if you don't know how to do this, going to say, I choose the end result of traveling around the world as a multimillionaire, you're going to be reaching for something you define as better than where you are right now. I want you to define and experience and get a sensory, emotional connection to the magic of your life right now. Because with practice and this repetition, you will be able to create, that's a chemical cocktail that I just did for Dustin called emotions. We just created that. That's all. I created emotions with her, but she could do it on her own now, over and over and over again. You're creating a chemical cocktail in your body that you're like, I want some of that. That's when people say, I want what Trisha has. I want what she has. I just gave it to you. I just told you all exactly how to do it. Come on. Like, what could be better? After 50 years of my life, I am giving you the everything and the all in less than an hour to create magic in your life. That's it. This is how you do it. And if you're skipping it and you haven't got what you wanted, this is why. I promise you, it's the reason. And over and over and over and over again. That's why people were, when they work with me one-to-one, they go, Trisha, this is what you're doing different. I'm like, well, we're not going to skip it. No, we can't talk about the problems. We got to talk about what's going well. What do you love? And let's get into the feeling of having that now. And it's mind blowing how easy it can be. And I've never failed. So that's the thing. What I just did with Dustin, when I work one-to-one with people, I have never failed doing that and getting them there. Because if need be, I would have gone through Dustin's list 3 or 4 times. I would have expanded the story. I would have added more sensual, sensory experiences that got her body activated to feel it. This is all you need to do. There's a line I came up with some wonderful clients of mine. They didn't realize, they're like, is it really that easy? Yes. Isn't there a song? It's so easy. It's so easy. Yeah, yeah. And it is. And there's like, isn't there an easy button? Like that's like from Staples or something? You just hit your easy button and get the secret sauce of your own life. And just with this little blip here, you can do it. So it is fast and fun and easy, right? You just got to put it on repeat. So it's not just one and done. This is how you create it over and over again. You must repeat. So what Dustin has now on recording, you could even repeat Dustin's recording. Do it over and over again, because what happens, what she's talking about before when she was telling us about the problems, is these identities are what we learn in that unconscious period in childhood. I'm not worthy, I don't belong, I'm insignificant, all these things, old bullshit stories from childhood, not true. But we needed them to create an orientation to the world. So we just got proof, though, that we could shift it in a very short period of time using our imagination and creating a sensory experience. That's the proof. What I just did with Dustin, that's the proof. You must choose to connect to what you love. And that's the way you get those pathways to change. So if you don't think you have time to do this, well, if you need results right now, I just did it with Dustin in less than 10 minutes. So that's all you need. Everybody's got 10 minutes if you want to really create the life you love. And if you think you're still committed to being broken, well, I promise you're not. It's old story. And if you look back to your childhood, who told you you were wrong? Who told you you weren't doing it right? Who told you you needed to be better? It wasn't you as a kid. It was other people outside of you. You knew the magic as a child of the beauty of the world and the imagination you could connect into. And if you don't have memories of childhood, it's probably because the information you received outside of your own personal childhood experience, that information was much more powerful and you trusted it. So what happens in this work, if you want to do more than the secret sauce, I have my own group coaching, I offer one-to-one coaching, and we really go deep into those old childhood patterns. I had to do it too. I do it for myself. I still do it to myself. I go, oh, hey, 3-year-old, hi. We're just not living that way anymore. Come on, this is what we're doing now. And I just acknowledge it and move on, because it is just structure. And I work with people who have multiple personality or dissociative disorder, cancer. One of my best friends gained his eyesight back after strokes and lost 200 pounds and got himself off of morphine and living a magical life that he loves now. You don't need a lot of time to do this. You could just start with 1 minute a day. But the fastest way is to actually create this feeling of having it now. The emotion of the end result now. That's the difference between trying to fix those problems and create your reality with intent and where you put your focus. Because everybody here knows what they love. You're just editing it based on those old stories. And you can't have everything you want. There's no other way. So what happens if you don't change, right? What happens if you just keep doing the same old, same old? You're just still in the same old, right? So here's our other secret that we're going to be doing. It's called the recode, because it actually recodes our neurology and our pathways to shift our attachment, because we're all addicted to those old patterns. Everybody is. It's okay, just accept it. But it's a simple daily process that you can connect into. And if you don't think you've been able to change and, oh, I've tried all this stuff before, I'm pretty sure if you're still stuck, you have not tried the secret sauce. And you have not implemented it as the most important thing, more essential than water and air each and every day. If you put the same importance on the secret sauce of water and air every day, your life will be amazing. Because I tried for 15 years until I started implementing this. How many of you tried things like this before? But I think the secret sauce and saying it's the most important thing you're doing is new. And if you're not doing it, that's what you just need to change. It's not wrong. You're just not getting what you want, and that's why. So if it doesn't work for me, and you think the pain's too big, or you don't know what's stopping you, you don't know what you want or what you love, but what the truth is that we have the ability to rewire our brains. Joe Dispenza talks about it, Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden. I'm here to promise you, this study of neuroplasticity proves you can rewire your brain and you can shift your perspective on anything. So the other thing that I'm going to add in, I'm going to make sure I email this to everybody. I wasn't going to really dive too deep into it, but I think it's essential at this point. The daily ritual. The daily ritual is just a 6-page PDF that I created that explains how to apply this and more each and every day into your life, so you can really start cultivating and creating your focus. Just start with a few minutes a day. Turn it into 5 minutes, turn it into 10 minutes, turn it into 15. Then you're going to grow, and it's going to turn into a magical day when you're able to consistently, intentionally guide your focus on where you want it to be. So you can learn more in the book I created, Mindful Minutes. This is a precursor to the Art of Meditation course I created on how to create this intentional mindset so you can actually create this focus. Well, what we're doing today and what you learn in the secret sauce, there's a lot of meditations in there and these practices and these foundational building blocks to doing what I just did with Dustin. And in all the work that I offer, there's a lot of change processes and meditations available. And if you're really thinking that you don't know how you're going to fit this into your life, well, if you're stuck and you want to feel the magic of happiness and joy and flow and ease and abundance, you just don't need more than 15 or 20 minutes a day to start. And it must be a daily practice, because to teach the dog new tricks, you just train it over and over and over again, because you absolutely can. You can learn new things with repetition because of this thing called memory consolidation. It's a reconsolidation moment that's actually been measured and studied. It's a scientific proven phenomenon that goes on in the brain when we learn new things. And there's never a time in life you can't learn. So here are your steps. This is kind of what I did with Dustin. You just got to choose. What do you really want? She wants to walk her cats and enjoy the sun in her face and go to the beach and work with her clients and enjoy her pillows and blankets and the windows with the breeze coming in at night. That's it. I can even feel it just repeating that. That's your desired reality. Those are the things you would love to have and feel. So here's the secret. This is the secret sauce. Ask yourself these questions. Take a screenshot here. What are you doing when you are living a life full of ease and flow? Who are you doing it with? These are the stories I just told. Justin's doing it with her cats. What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Can you taste it? We added the tea in there for fun. Can you touch it? Oh, I should have had her go swimming in the ocean and taste the salt water. What does it look like? You create a sensory experience. It's the power. And then in this other work we're going to do here, I'm going to add in a recode so we can rewire the brain to create this reality you're choosing. We talk about tension, and it's necessary. That's a magical step when you understand what tension is. And that's a little deeper than we're going to go today. But it's setting up 2 points in the universe. Your desired reality is one point, and your current reality is the other. If you study with anybody like Tony Robbins or Joe Dispenza, they all talk about the now and where you desire to be. Not that it, and what we do with the secret sauce is the desired reality isn't going to be better. It's just going to be different. And then the magic of this is you create it right now. Well, what happens is we get stuck. So when we get stuck, what else do? We use this thing called the recode, because this is the next step where we're teaching your consciousness to rewire the connections it has. I'll explain that a little bit more when we get to it. I'll be guiding you, offering some commands with your permission only to tap into the field together and create changes about what needs to shift. That's my gift. And my intuitive field is I can connect into the field with everybody else, but only if you allow me to. I don't do it without permission. And we create some guidelines around that in the framework of what are you desiring to create. We return to the sensation of wholeness and let go of that old emotion, because we're no longer addicted and attached to it. It's not I'm going to let go of it. The recode just does it for you. It's very cool how all of a sudden I've worked with a lot of people and they go, I can remember it, but I just don't feel the feelings about it anymore. That's that dissociation these great teachers and philosophers and personal development gurus are talking about. And you're going to be able to retain more information just in life. I feel like I'm just getting smarter and smarter every day because of this work. So before we dive into this, can I share about how you guys can connect into all this magic? I think I shared one little link in the chat box already. Let me see if I can do it again. If you want the secret sauce, just go get it now. It's $27. I mean, I'm going to have to raise the price sooner or later. So if you want to get it at that phenomenal price, just do it now. I highly suggest it. It's pretty fun. And I mean, the amount of energy and time I put into creating the course, it was worth it, because I really want everybody who listens to it to get it and apply it. It's so much fun. So let me share about these different courses that I'm offering, and then we're going to get into some more processes. So I teach the art of alchemy. That's my signature course that I've created. I have group coaching. We do 2 sessions a week. One is focusing on how to create choices, and the other session is focusing on creating change processes that allow you to shift any attachment to old stories so you can really focus on the stories you're choosing to create. So the secret sauce, of course, is this course. Of course it is, the new course that I'm offering today. And it's these phenomenal tools of creating the sensory experience of what you would love. This is the introductory page. There's more sessions than this. This is just the intro sessions. There's meditations. There's a really cool workbook that I created, put hours into just creating that to give you some terminology and a way to reference how to do what I'm explaining. And there's a guide sheet that walks you through the steps that I just did with Dustin. So what you're going to get with the secret sauce is this clarity on what you desire. And you really are going to activate that power of your imagination because you're going to practice it. You're going to choose to practice it, right? That's the whole point. And you get to experience these instant shifts to feel what you want to feel. And if you want to join into the bigger scope of the work that I offer, you want to join into the group coaching program or work with me one-to-one, I have, and this is not for Secret Sauce, that's a smaller course. This is the bigger work that I offer. I do almost 8 sessions a month with my group program. So that's where you get to join into my private support community, where you get to connect with other creators around the world. And I call it the sacred space because we're all supporting each other and our growth and the magic we do there. So if you want to be a part of that, join the Art of Alchemy. I'm going to give you some more information to do that. And if you don't have access to my, this is my mentor's course. He gave it to me as a gift to give my clients when I joined the work, when I started working with him. It's called Magnetic Mind Masterclass University. It's a small section of his masterclass program, but let me tell you, it's got about 200 hours of education of what I learned on how to do all of this. So it's like the foundation that I learned to do what I'm actually teaching you now. So you join into my group coaching program, you get this too. I mean, to me, it's kind of like a no-brainer with all of the extra additional information you get if you don't already have access to all this stuff. So you also must have a daily practice that you commit to. You can't just do this once or twice a week and think you're going to create the magic. It's a daily focus, a daily reconditioning, because I have tons of meditations available so you could do that. Clients celebrating me, saying, you got the secret sauce, you're the best, all your energy. And this is really for you if you want to live your dream life. If you want to know the truth of who you are and how to create this magic, and you've got me, you join into my group coaching. I actually work with people one-to-one during the group calls. And then you have access to me throughout the week. I answer questions. I create meditations. I do voice messages for everybody because I don't want people just to show up for an hour or two a week and think that's enough. And if you're implementing it and you're getting stuck, I'm here to support you. And I've got a support team supporting me who supports you. So it's a win-win and it's so much fun. So some people just don't get started because you don't think you need another course. But if this secret sauce is resonating with you, just get that, because that's what you're missing. If you haven't created what you want yet, I promise you, it's the only thing you're missing. We all have blind spots, right? And they're not obvious to ourselves. That's why I got a coach. When I started working one-to-one with a coach, I was like, oh my gosh, I do this work. I can't believe I didn't see that. That's why. We're protecting ourselves. Otherwise, you would have already changed all these things that are holding you back. And if you think you're too hard-headed and these old emotions are just going to be with you forever, it's just not true. It's a choice. And that's why there's that power in that word of I choose. And are you really committed to who you've always been? Or are you now committed to the person that you choose to become? I ask you to pick the latter. So all these things that you're going to get, this value is immense. And bonus, for anyone who wants to join in my group program today, you get the secret sauce included. That's just the celebration of here. Let me give you everything I know so you can live the magic too. That's the whole point. So if you want to join into the group coaching, I'll make sure you get access, of course, to the secret sauce. But like I said, secret sauce is only $27. That's going out to dinner once or a few Starbucks coffees. So all of this stuff, if you put all of this stuff that you're getting together, the meditations, the online community, of course, my coaching, it's going to really shift. So you and a lot of people told me that, I heard from my mentor, he said it's the last course you had to take. And then they take my course and they're like, no. Yours is the last course I have to take because you're teaching me the secret sauce. They're like, okay, I guess I am doing something different. It's just more pointed. You just work with me. And you work with me in the group 8 times a month, maybe 7, depending on holidays or vacation. And then there's 2 years of recording. So there's hundreds of hours of replays accumulated. And it's all very intentional, where everyone's on screen in a safe environment where we all support each other. It's not just me talking kind of in this platform where everybody gets to talk and share. So I really want you to understand that you don't have to be a master at Recode to experience the magic of all these change processes. What I want you to remember is you must implement the secret sauce in your life. So if you don't think you can meditate, it doesn't take meditation. We didn't get into meditation with Dustin. It worked. They're short, simple steps that if you follow it, you can create it. You learn so much about yourself. So it's well over $7,000 of value, but I'm not going to charge you that. If you want to join into my group coaching program, what would it really be worth for you to create magic with this like ease and flow and happiness in your life and to feel that emotion that you desire right now? What if you could create anything that you desire? Because you can. What would it really be worth? What would the you that you desire to become do today? So, of course, today you get the special discount. So, this is including the secret sauce. And why don't I just throw in everything else that I offer too? So, this is the Magnetic Mind Masterclass University. I have a program called The Art of Meditation. I'll just throw that in for you today. The secret sauce. And, of course, the Art of Alchemy. That's 4 courses and one-time payment. This is lifetime access. Lifetime access to the recordings, lifetime access to my group calls. Come and go as you like, forevermore. I will be doing this the rest of my life. And that's incredible. So 12 installments consecutively for $197 every month, or $1997. And this is only going to be good. So what's today? Thursday, or say until Sunday, you get to decide if you want to access this, or let me know if you have special circumstances. But I really want you to look at who are you becoming and what are you choosing to do? What are you committing to? I want you to commit to creating this magic in your life. And if only, get into the secret sauce. It's such a fun, I had so much fun making it. I had so much fun creating it. So there's the secret sauce right there. That's the special offer today. If you would like to join into the group program, I will add in the secret sauce for you. And it's just $27 if you want to just try that and look at the programs that I offer. So what happens if you don't do this? If you don't take these, even just what we did today, what happens if you don't apply that to your life? Nothing will change. Same old, right? So the other thing I wanted to share is if you're interested in joining into the Art of Alchemy and you want to hop on it now, let me see where I put my little links for you. I got to move this and move this. And let me share, if you want to get into my group course, here is the Art of Alchemy. And if you find it online on my website, you're not going to see this price. I'm giving you this price for being here today and listening to this session. And if you want to just have a chit chat, you want to just talk about maybe one-to-one coaching and if it's right for you, because we have to have a discussion to make sure I'm not the right coach for everybody. We get to decide that together. If you want to have a chat, there's some opportunities to work with me. You can find things online. Mindful Minutes, my book is on Amazon. Search my name. All sorts of ways we can connect. But that's a great foundation for where we're at right now. So how's this going for everybody? Any questions? Feeling pretty clear about what you need to do with the secret sauce? I hope I made it nice and clear, right? And it is. Dustin wrote in just those monkeys, just those darn monkeys again. That's all. And then eventually we're like, I love those cute little monkeys. They just don't need to run the show anymore. And that's all. And yeah, tell yourself a better lie and it becomes your truth. That's the beauty of it, because, you know, for me, none of this has been a lie. It's been my truth all along. Who is hiding it from me though? Me. So I want you to step into your truth and really connect into the joy of experiencing it now. Well, I'll get you, Sheila. No worry. I got you. So remind me, well, message me after the session or we'll connect in the ways we know how to communicate. So let's get to our last little piece here. I'm going to share with you the daily ritual. So that, like I said, this isn't just one and done. You don't just do this one time and go, okay, I'm good. This is a way to practice living your life by choosing intentionally, making choices. It's called I choose. Like you heard me at the beginning of Dustin, I choose to focus on what I love. That's it. Just choose that today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day, right? It's that easy. I just choose to focus on what you love. And the more and more you do that, the more you realize, hey, that feels pretty good. But what's going to happen over time is the more and more you focus on what you love, as Dustin said, those darn monkeys are going to show up and try to say, no, we're going to run the show. Remember, we ran the show your entire life. And that's what this next process called the recode is really beneficial for. So let me get back to the slides here and explain what this magical process called the recode is, because it is just so powerful and so important that you have access to Short, easy processes that allow you to connect to a change. And in the recodes that I offer, we always step into a really powerful emotion of what you would love to have in your life. So I'm going to explain that again in just a minute. So, yeah, thoughts are creative and emotions are magnetic. Both are same, I'd say. Because wherever you put your thoughts, you're going to create your reality. And whatever emotions you have, you're going to create your reality. And both of them are going to bring whatever you think or focus on or create your emotions. They're all going to come to you like the little magnets. Really powerful. So, for more explanation of our process today, let me share this again. It's actually quite easy. When you establish these steps and then you step into something, called a recode, you're going to create this aligned mindset. It's not just thinking, though. We do need to follow through with action. That's what we really focus on in the group training that I work with, because then we pay attention to what is our action getting us, because action speaks louder than words. But remember, action and behavior being the highest form of communication. This is my personal way to define behavior and action. Your actions include your thoughts. Your action includes your words you say. Your actions include the emotions you feel. And your action includes taking action in the physical three-dimensional world. All of that will create your reality. You put it together, you're going to get a delicious, phenomenal sauce that you create when you line it up in a way that I just explained with the secret sauce. So your past is going to hold you back, but those patterns can be changed when we establish focused, clear, and concise patterns that we choose to create now. Because what happens is those parts of us think, oh, we survived it. We could keep doing that. No, but it's not what you want anymore. So hopefully you guys are finding some value in what I'm sharing so far. Because the rest of the session, you might just be able to sit back and relax and just hold your imagination on what we're creating here and feel the beauty of this magical recode. So give me a little shout, some hey in the chat box. My magical number is 111. There, Dustin's got it exactly. Yeah, and this secret sauce is part of what I share in all my group coaching, all my one-to-one coaching. It's just I decided just to share that piece that is essential with anyone and everyone who wants it. So if you have friends who might want this secret sauce the way I'm giving it in this short course, share it with everybody you know. I'll give them to the $27 right now for as long as I can until I realize, okay, all right, it's going crazy out there. And maybe it's a little bit more than I can handle. But for right now, 27 bucks. Just share it with all your friends. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Thanks, Larry. Nice to have you here. Thank you, Lavinia. Awesome. Yeah. Ronald with the word super conscious, flagellistic, extra delicioso choices. I added a little extra in there. So these are the steps on how the recode works. Okay. So basics. I went through the 3 memories. There are 3 levels of consciousness. They hold us in a framework of how we're creating our reality. And we need all 3. You don't want anyone living in just one of these levels of consciousness as I define them. You're unconscious at childhood patterning before 8 or 9 years old. Superconscious is the magic of the infinite field of information we're all connected to. Your self-conscious is rooted in judgment. It's good, bad, right, wrong. But we need to navigate all of those throughout the day. We need to remember how to toilet ourselves and feed ourselves and speak and laugh and cry like we learned as children. We need to know what's good and bad when we cross the road or what do we do and problem solve when there's a fire, we put it out. We need all that information. But we don't need to live there constantly. What we do need to add in is this phenomenal connection to the field of the magic of our imagination, the infinite field of possibilities in the superconscious. So that's the framework that I teach all of my work in. But all these different parts of us want all different results. So there's dormant memories within us. Like, can you remember kindergarten? Do you remember anything about kindergarten or first grade, going to school at 6 or 7? That's a dormant memory I just made active. We have lots of those. So what we do with this recode process is we access those together. You don't have to do anything. It's passive. But you give me permission to do that. You give me permission to connect into the field. So I intuitively ask a series of questions and ask what could be changed. because these memories are pre-verbal. You don't even have to have the actual memory of it. And we use metaphors because same thing with secret sauce. Oh, did I move my jar? I had a jar actually earlier that I did a video with. Did I put it? I probably put it back in the refrigerator. It's a metaphor. The secret sauce is this thing I just walked you through with words and imagination and feelings. But metaphors are a great way we learn. So we use metaphors in the recode. You probably hear me talk about the river of life. And the river of life being the water representing the flow we all want in our lives. And say there's rocks or trees or boulders, and blessings to Western North Carolina, where I live, where there's been lots of this going on that has taken out parts of this beautiful state that I live in. Anytime I mention water and flow right now, I remember power of water and rivers and what they can do. So sending my love to Western North Carolina. And the power of that can create beautiful flow as well. But what happens as a metaphor is these trees or big rocks or boulders actually fall in the water and stop the flow of the water. And then that flow of our life stops. So we use this metaphor of saying to tag and treat. When I find this stuff that's kind of holding you back from what you want, and I say super conscious, tag and treat the resistance, and please do a massive change history. These words are particular to acknowledge I found in the field a feeling or a knowing or an image. I go through a very specific series of questions, and I don't do it all out loud. A lot of it is internal in my mind. But to make it quick, we use metaphor. And I'll say, super conscious, do you see, or is it? And I get answers in the field in my mind intuitively. And then you're all going to give me permission, if you'd like, at the beginning of the process to experience this or not. You don't have to. You can observe it. What I do in the field is ask for a change to dissociate the attachment to the old patterns as we establish right at the beginning before we start your choice for the new one. So simply, what I'd love you all to do is just focus on something you love. Just something you love. It could be pumpkin pie. It could be a flower. It could be a delicious drink. Could be a rainbow. Could be dolphins. Anything. You could go big and grandiose if you want. I'm asking you to just stay small and go simple though. Just choose something you love. Shall I do it with you? I love unicorns. I got this thing. I used to draw unicorns as a kid. It's got to be this magical, mystical idea of what they represent. I got cute little stuffed unicorns. I got stickers of unicorns all over. And I've even seen there's now a big blow up that's a Halloween unicorn. I just love unicorns and what they represent. They represent magic to me. So I'm just going to focus on what I love, and I'm just going to make it up. This is what I did with Dustin, using my imagination to make up, what do I love about this thing? I want to create a feeling of having this magical thing in my life right now. Maybe it is that blown up Halloween unicorn, because I think it's adorable. You love hot yoga, and you love trees, and you love puppies. Yes. So focusing on that thing that you love, secret sauce coming up, that thing you love, describe it in your 5 senses. What does it look like? What does it taste like? Just make it up. I'm not going to be licking my blow up unicorn, but I could be eating candy as I'm sitting there hanging out on the front porch at Halloween. Just make it up. What does it sound like? You could hear your dog bark, your cats meow. You can hear the wind blow through the leaves, right? You can hear the click of your camera, maybe if you're using the old school cameras for photography. You can feel the warmth of the giant cup of tea. Was that tea for you, Meddy, when I connected into tea with Dustin? That's awesome. The beauty of the moonlight, the softness that you feel in the moonlight. Yeah, you guys got it. So now I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and just do this for a minute or two. And in your own mind, say, I choose this thing that I love. I choose to focus on what I love. I choose to focus on what I love. And take a deep breath, and with your eyes closed, use your imagination and call that thing that you love into your experience. You could be sitting and watching it. You could be holding it. You could be admiring it from afar. And activate your senses. Can you hear it? What does it sound like? Can you smell it? Can you smell the earth or the sky or your drink or your cute little animal? Can you feel how it feels in your body to have this thing that you love in your life right now? Activate your senses. What does it look like? Maybe you're with other people. Maybe you're all by yourself. What does it look like? Feel like? Can you touch it? Make up some sense of taste. The sound. Just connect into the sound at the beach, in the woods, in the silence of the evening. And smell. Just smell something that you love. Add it in there. And if you really want to take another step, add in another thing you love. Add in another thing that you love. Yeah. Good job, everybody. Keep going. Just call in more of what you love. Just these beautiful experiences in your life, and fill up this space in your imagination with the things that you love. Allow yourself to feel a connection to the magic of all of that right now. Take a deep breath, and you get to come on back. So for time's sake, I was hoping I'd get to 6:30 my time and be done, but we're going to go through the rest of this and do a nice recode to shift any attachment to what's in your current reality. This is your next step. Where are you right now? What's going on in your current reality in relationship to these things that you love? And there's no judgment. You're just establishing a point in your own experience, your own universe to say, this is where I'm at right now. I have it, I don't have it. I'm close, I'm thinking about it, I'm trying. I hate my life. I love my life. Doesn't matter. No judgment. You just establish the point in the universe in the right now. There's a great process by Richard Bartlett called a 2-point process. He talks about the current reality and the desired reality. And when you acknowledge both and you just look at both, all of a sudden a magical shift happens and you just get information. They become one. And then there's no resistance to either one of them. Good study if you want to learn more about a point. I call it the 2-point process by Richard Bartlett. One of the originators of this type of process. So you established your desired reality and what it feels like to have that. And now you look at your current reality. And really, what I want you to ask yourself is, what judgments do you have about yourself? This is where we bring those dormant experiences into the active. Do you have any judgments against yourself? Are you judging yourself as good or bad or right or wrong for having or not having this stuff? Just allow it. Are you judging others? Are you judging me? No right or wrong here. Just acknowledging the truth of where you're at. We allow it all to come to the surface. It really supports the change process of neuroplasticity in this process called the recode. And are you judging the world? Are you judging government? Yes. Are you judging the earth as not being healthy right now? Just acknowledge it. And so for the next step in this process for the recode, what I'm going to do is I close my eyes. I connect into my intuition, and I ask for your permission to connect into the superconscious field together. You do not have to give me permission. This is a change process that is safe. It benefits all parts and personalities, so you can have what you desire as soon as possible. And no parts are going to die, or it's not like I'm going to kill off the dragon, take the inner child. No, we actually want to integrate it all. We want to bring all of that information into the now, so you can experience the entirety and the wholeness and the completeness of who you are and who you always have been with this process called a massive change history. So you're going to hear me say a lot of things and repeat. I'll use the metaphors, and if we're all ready, you guys give me some numbers or some happiness or some smileys or some dogs in the chat box, and we get ready to go. So happy to have y'all here. Thanks for joining in for the fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so like I said, this is a closed eye process for me because that's how I receive a lot of my intuitive information. You can keep your eyes open or closed. But first thing I want you to do, the intention is to get the most out of this process. The intention for me is to be of service to you all, to create the quickest shift possible, for you to use the secret sauce to feel the experience of having what you love in your life right now. So get into my recode position. Thanks everybody for being here. We'll do a quick check-in at the end of this process and I'll answer any questions you might have. So I'll close my eyes. I do a short, brief visualization to connect me into the intuitive field. And either out loud or to yourself, if you're willing for this process to take place, please say, I give Trisha permission to connect to my superconscious. Thank you. In superconscious, we're connected. We're looking to create a treatment process that allows all part personalities a shift and an integration to wholeness and completeness in the present moment right now for the benefit of the main personality to create joy and satisfaction, ease and flow and abundance and magic right now. Letting all parts know that this change process is safe and no parts will be lost or gone, no parts will die. This is an integration to bring forth the wisdom, the knowledge, and the genius from all parts and from the original place that they were created to allow that genius to be present in the current reality on all timelines that are part of this process right now. This is so the main personality will stop losing time, to stop energetic, emotional, and memory takeovers, to allow the body systems to work in harmony together. And for any part that's just observing and does not want to take part of this process, even just allowing an observation and maybe a little bit of this thing called resistance to change, even just a little bit, allowing it to be treated in this change process as we create a treatment process now. Thanking all of the parts that have joined in. Superconscious, can we look at belief in self? There's a lot of story of I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. I'm not wise enough. I don't have enough determination and dedication. Can we look at where those original stories came from? We go back to the original event. The original event was a story being told that I believed. Superconscious, can we go back to the moment before that story was believed? Did all these parts know the truth of who they were as magical and powerful, playful creators using their imagination to create their reality? Yeah. Connecting into that magical moment when all these parts as young children knew, I'm a magical part of this universe. Look at these little hands I have and these cute little feet and this body I'm in. It's just so squishy and fun to move around and roll around and touch all these things and make a big giant mess and try to make noises. What magical fun this is. And bring in that choice of all those things that we loved and just bring them in and drop them into that early time when that young part knew how to play with the imagination and create reality using it. Yeah. Connecting those two spots in the universe, superconscious, please tag and treat to a massive change history. Allowing anything in between that creates a disconnect between those two stories to dissipate and shift away and fall away from these timelines. Going back to those original events when those stories were believed, superconscious, please tag and treat those other timelines that are dropping in information. Just allow them to move further away so they're not imprinting information in this timeline now. Allowing them to run parallel and bring wisdom and genius and knowledge as beneficial to the evolution and expansion of the main personality. Superconscious, can we look at worries about the world and others? Blaming others. Was that a learned behavior? Yeah, it was learned from the outside, and it was learned that blaming others takes responsibility off of self. Superconscious, can we choose the joy of learning about self? Just like going back to those younger parts when they learned how to walk, they fell down, they went boom, they stand up, they try it again. And it's just learning how to move the muscles and navigate this world. Same thing we're doing emotionally and mentally about self, others, and the world. Using that metaphor of walking, falling down, go boom, oops, just go up, try again. And allowing that to be part of the learning process, tag and treat. Anything that looks like self-defeating beratement and discouragement, self-attacks, internal attacks, disgust with self, it's pretty deep. Please tag and treat that. Woo! Do a massive change history on definitions of self. Choosing new definitions and reinforcing those as I am a magical, powerful creator, choosing to live my love and light. I choose to live as a magical being because that is who I was created as. I'm a creative genius with the essence of the superconscious, divine source, godlike being traveling this world right now in this human body to experience the magic of contrast, of expansion and contraction, to learn more about the joy of living this life as a human connected to the magic of the universe. Yeah. Superconscious tag and treat the entire timeline, all the way to the past, all the way to the future with that information, creating these new definitions about self to hold that power. Hold that power in your body, your mind, and your spirit. Allowing all parts to grow older into the current reality, superconscious, and using the metaphor of the river. Let's define life from this moment onward as the flow of a beautiful, safe, soft flowing river. It's guided intentionally. The flow is perfect for anything and everything you choose to create. Allow that river to gently float by. As you're looking at the glistening of the sunshine on the surface of the water, it's sparkling like diamonds. And allowing superconscious to define the riverbed and the riverbanks as the structure in which this water flows. It's where we put our focus, it's where we put our energy, where we put our time, our actions, our words, and our emotions. Superconscious allowing any of the resistance that's trying to stop the flow of this magical life to show up as boulders or trees or organic debris, or even that riverbed being covered in soot, things that we can't even see in the unseen realm. Please tag and treat the resistance to having these things that we love and the magic of life flow right now. Tagging and treating those boulders, allowing them to get smaller and smaller and smaller and float downstream. Tag and treat those big trees that have fallen across. Oh, more keep falling. Tag and treat each one as they fall, saying, I will learn. I choose to learn. I choose to discern. I choose to choose, and I choose to create my reality. Learning from all of these patterns as they show up. Even when they cause me physical discomfort and emotional discomfort, I acknowledge they are part of the old system that kept me alive and helped me survive and get me to this place that I am right now. Please tag and treat those old stories of self and defining what those trees falling might look like. Turn them into wisdom, knowledge, and genius. Training the current reality to see the beauty in all experiences and taking ownership and holding self in highest integrity to create a magical life full of love, happiness, flow, ease, and intention. And bringing this information superconscious all the way into the future, wherever this river may flow, let it flow, let it flow. And allowing yourself, if you'd like, to immerse yourself in that water. If you feel like it's a fun thing to do, just dip yourself in there. Feel the cool water running over your body as you say thank you and bow down to all parts of yourself in the past, looking at all parts of yourself in the future, and acknowledging the magic of being a human being right now. Allow yourself to stand on the edge of that riverbank, refreshed, revitalized, rejuvenated, and excited for the life you are living. Superconscious, one last massive change history on the entire timeline, all the way to the beginning, all the way to the future, bringing this flow and ease in life right now. Take a deep breath, everyone, and allow me to say thank you for being a part of this magic as we ground the memories we have touched today, including memories 1, 2, and 3, the unconscious, the self-conscious, and the superconscious, and connecting it all to the divinity of the matrix of the universe. Take a deep breath, everybody. Choose to connect into knowing you create the magic of your reality. And the last thing I get to ask you is, what is something you will do now? Hint, hint, you know what it is. Secret sauce. What is the action you will bring into your life now to create this reality with flow and ease and happiness? Feel free to share it in the chat box or ask any questions you might have. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Ronald. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Just do it. Just go ahead and do it. Live that magic. Yeah. I appreciate you all taking the time to be here with me. Hopefully you enjoyed that as much as I did. This really does work. And the clients that I've worked with, being able to hear them say thank you, it's made all the difference. It brings me so much joy. And I'm so grateful that you all take the time out of your day to spend a little bit of it with me and experience this magic. So remember, secret sauce. If you want to have a little chat and just see maybe what could we do together, you want to just chit chat, you want to collaborate, you want to just find out more about all these fun things that I'm doing. Or here's one link I didn't share yet. If you want to just see a little bit of everything that I'm offering, here's a link to kind of everything. It's just the secret sauce isn't on there. That's a separate link today. If you want this fun, ridiculously cheap course, as it is at $27, join in. Send me a message. My email is trisha@trishabecker.com. You want to connect on Facebook, Instagram. Journey into Alchemy is the name of everything that I'm doing, kind of as an umbrella company. But the Art of Alchemy is my signature course with the group program. And if you want to be a part of that, I'll just give you the everything. And a couple people who are in my group are here now. And, I give it my all. I give my everything to you so you can create the magic that you desire in your life. So, because it's fun, because I love it. And I love seeing people transform and experience the magic. So thanks everybody for being here. I love seeing your faces. I love seeing your names and chatting with you in the chat box. Stay in touch and please let me know if you have any questions at all. So have a great night or a day wherever you are in the world, my beautiful international community, and we'll talk soon. Have a great day, everybody.